Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. I am Clever and welcome back to the Clever Report. So, the last time I checked in my country, Nigeria, the most populous black country in the world, we have a separation of religion and state, separation of church and state, which we always use. But in this context, separation of religion and state. We don't have any particular religion tied to our government. There are Christians, a multicultural and multi-ethnic, country. We have Christians, we have Muslims, we have traditional worshippers, we have Jewish people in Nigeria, Sabbath worshippers, and we welcome everybody in this melting pot of ideas. And everybody has, you know, things to do and things to contribute to the upliftment of the country. But something happens if you criticize Christianity, nobody bats an eye. If you criticize Judaism, nobody bats an eye. But if you somehow criticize Muslims or criticize Muhammad or even in their own context, blasphemous thing about Muhammad, you are lynched to death. Last time I checked, criticizing Muhammad is is not a crime in the constitution. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Constitution as amended, criticizing Muhammad, criticizing Jesus Christ, criticizing the Jews is not a crime in Nigeria. But yesterday, something happened in Niger State. A woman, a food seller, was lynched and burnt alive just because she criticized Muhammad. So I want to read from the cable. A food vendor has been lynched in Kasuangaba town, Mariga, a local government of Niger State, over alleged blasphemy against Prophet Muhammad. The incident reportedly happened on Saturday after the woman, identified as AMAYE, made comments considered offensive while interacting with a customer in her restaurant. The customer said to have jokingly proposed marriage to her, citing the tradition of the prophet, which she made the alleged blasphemous remarks. The woman was first taken to the palace of the district head, Kasuangaba, the district head of Kasuangaba, who handed over to the security operatives for investigation. Now, I actually want the DSS and all the security apparatus in the country to question this district head, that allegedly handed over to the security operatives for investigation. So, because somebody made blasphemous statement against Muhammad, that means the person should be investigated and handed over to the security agencies. Afterwards, the mob reportedly overwhelmed the security operatives and lynched her, confirming the incident on Sunday. Wasi Abiodun, spokesperson of the Nigerian Police Command, told the cable that the woman was burnt before additional security teams could arrive at the scene. On 30th of August 2025, at about 2 p.m., a report received indicated that one AMAYE female Kasuangaba Mariga local government area made some comments against the Islamic prophet, the spokesperson said. Unfortunately, it led to a mob attack, which was set ablaze before reinforcement of the security teams. Meanwhile, efforts are being made to ensure the arrests are affected and the suspects are investigated and prosecuted. This is always what they say. Efforts are always being made to ensure that these barbaric elements in the Muslim community are arrested. But this is the problem. Why are we still in big 2025? How are we still living in a country where some people actually think like this? Where people that if you say something offensive to them, they can actually lynch you. Same thing that happened to Deborah, the Christian girl that said something offensive about the Quran. She was born to death by her classmates, and their faces were shown. Their faces were shown, but till today, nobody has ever revisited that case and showed us that these are the people that are being held accountable for the death of Deborah. How can we still be existing in a country where people think like this? And I have a message for the moderate Muslims. This is the problem. When people call Islam the religion of peace, but this kind of things happen, and the moderate, I know many moderate Muslims, very nice people, very good people, but they find it very, 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 very hard to criticize anything that happens in their religion. I don't find it hard to criticize anything that happens in the Vatican as a Catholic. When the Vatican, pattern recognition of allegedly always covering priest pedos, I always call them out. But something else, some way, somehow, it is so bad. The moderate Muslims will never bat an eye or hold their religious leaders accountable or hold these barbaric elements in their religion accountable. After he start telling us it's a religion of peace. How is it a religion of peace whereby somebody can be lynched and literally burnt alive because she said a blasphemous statement and she made a blasphemous statement against your prophet Muhammad? How is that, in 2020, in 21st century, 2025, where people are having technological advancements, ideas are growing, many countries are growing, even some African countries are growing, but we are in this constant loophole, constant state of recycling the same thing. Why are people allowed to get away with this kind of barbaric, character or barbaric behavior? It doesn't speak well. It doesn't speak well of our country. And the same report came out that in Sokoto State, the government is now be paying imams monthly allowances. Government will not be paying with taxpayers' money. Last time I checked, there are Christians in Sokoto. If I'm a Christian in Sokoto and I pay my tax to the government and it's using to fund the life of a religious leader, when we're a secular state, I don't know where it's one rule for the Christians or other people, but it's one rule for the Muslims. And there's no way you keep telling us a religion of peace. But these kind of things, stereotypes exist because of reputations and patterns. Are all terrorists Muslims? No. But all terrorists Muslims? No. But most terrorists they just happen to be Muslims. And it's not me saying it, it's just a fact. Most suicide bombers happen to be same people that come from this religious ideology. So from what is happening in Sokoto, they have education problem, they have things to do with this taxpayers' money, but they are using it to fund the life of a religious leader. I don't even mind. I don't even care. Even if he's a Christian or a priest, taxpayers' money, since we have separation of church and state, separation of religion and state, taxpayers' money should be used to cater for the needs of the citizen, not to cater for the needs of a Catholic priest or a Pentecostal pastor or a Muslim cleric and a man. No, it shouldn't fly in a country that has separation of religion and state. So before you come for my head and start telling me I'm Islamophobic, I hate Muslims. No, I don't hate Muslims. I hate the extremists in your religion. I hate the extremists in your community, and I hate and I despise the fact that moderate Muslims find it so hard. Moderate Muslims find it so hard to criticize the bad elements or the bad acts in their religion. After all, they just want to call us Islamophobic just for nothing. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm very, very angry. I'm very, very passionate about this. A woman just lost her life just because of what she said. We don't have freedom of speech anymore. So just make sure you like, subscribe, do all the fun things, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I drop another video. I love you, but God loves you more.